Here we go, Aaron. We're recording our first sesh together. Today, we tried it 2 weeks ago, I think, right? Like 2 weeks ago. It was like 2 weeks ago. We did it. The recording was just all screwed up. So now this one's gonna get posted, no matter what it looks like or sounds like. Who gives a shit? We're just gonna post it. So right. So I was gonna do this with you. Um, I was gonna do this with you. This morning, first thing. Then we reached out and you're like, okay, perfect, let's do it. And then my little one's sick, so let's do it from home. So I'm like, okay. Now I'm trying to get a screen record, and I spent all morning trying to figure that out. And we're just on this like lunacy of trying to get this done. So let's just get it done. First of all, introduce yourself. Well, okay, we don't need your beard, and we don't need the Arizona State logo. Like we know you're a fucking Sun Devil. We know that. Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Aaron Dalzell. Your real estate agent. Realty. I've been real estate but really the essence of yeah, as a mentor, probably last year. Things have been really interesting. They're keeping the very steady. I mean, I've been in Vegas since '05. Sports back then. So that just kind of takes up any other type of work. I'm in this place. It's I believe in it.
But did you win? That's all that matters. Right.
Just like first time we didn't do it, we lost. But after that, we won three straight games, and one had a championship, So it was really fun. The boys played really well, really fun to see.
Nice. 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 So you had a double win. You had a great weekend. And I was out looking for graduation space. No, no, no,
Somebody caved? Did somebody cave on that second field?
no, no, no. It was not a cave. It was a negotiation. That
So again, we're all stuck, you know? Like, you should negotiate because it's contracts in life, like, there's always room to negotiate.
yeah, it was a no go because of the cost of it. And then I was like, you know what? We just have to do this. Um, I'll just have to, work a little harder, put some more hours in, do some more stuff, some more of the regular activities that generate revenue, so we can generate more revenue. Um, because I think that my daughter was saying no just because she didn't want to upset mom. Something she really wanted. But mom kept harping on, it's all this money for no reason. That you're going to spend all this money, invite 100 people to go to this place, or 120 people, and then at the end of the day, are you really going to have a good time? But they went to go see the space. They loved the space. It was big. I think mom was even getting into it a little when the lady was like, hey, we're going to get the plan, and you get to do the colors, and we'll work out the color scheme. So I think that at the end of the day, it was a successful negotiation. I don't know how good it is for me, because now I got to bust my ass to make up that money.
Two things. One is that if I know anything about mom, once she gets going, she can't be too good. So I've seen her working.
Yeah.
It's funny you said something. You know, sometimes you're just like, talking about expenses. A lot of people, when they look at budgets, they go to the bottom line. So, okay, if things aren't done, where do we cut? Right?
Right.
That's kind of a lot of people's thoughts. Like, okay, maybe we're going to whatever the case may be. But that's what a lot of people tell me all the time. You're really going to for someone, maybe the mindset is where can we cut expenses? Like, listen, expenses are the expense, which expense that, right? It's, if I generate more sales, what changes with the expenses? What changes with that? Like, if I'm managing my expenses, and instead of cutting those expenses, I'm putting the effort to where can I cut? How do I increase sales? Because if I can increase sales 2x, 3x, 4x, like you just mentioned, Mike, those expenses are fine. Instead of just, get more sales.
Right. No, you're. It's a great point. So it's funny. So there's two schools that most people know, right? One is Dave Ramsey, and the other one, Grant Cardone. Those are the two big, right? So I always say that I'm a hybrid, but I would lean more towards Grant than
More towards
the opposite.
that.
You're more of the Ramsey, where you look at the numbers. So Ramsey always has, don't over leverage yourself, don't use credit, everything cash, try to spend your money, you really just buckle down and do what you got to do. Which is, I think, kind of what Rich Dad Poor Dad book is, the same mentality type. Don't leverage, don't over leverage yourself. And then Grant, on the other hand, is like, you don't have a spending problem, you have an income problem. Because if you made more income, the spending wouldn't matter. So I think I fall between the two. I do like to make sure I have some money, like I'm not completely broke with zero in the bank. But I do agree that if people just in general, right? If people just in general focus on the how do I make more money versus, oh, this is all I make, and like it was funny when I was negotiating this weekend with mom about this, we were talking about, like, I always wanted to spend money. Like, I like to spend money. I like to enjoy things. things. I like to do things. I've always have since I was little. So I started working at 10 years old with our neighbor at the flea market every Saturday and Sunday. So I could make money, so I could spend money. Like I knew that I needed to make money to spend money. So I wasn't concerned about how much I spend. I'm more, okay, do I have to work 3 weekends to do this or do I have to work 2 weekends to do this? So that's always been the mindset is like, what do I have to do? And the same thing with real estate. Like when I see people like saying, oh, now's not the time to buy, it's never the right time. Like if you really think about it, very few people line up with perfect credit, perfect money in the bank, like perfect jobs to do the job, to buy a house or to buy a car or to buy anything that they really buy. Sometimes it's just a leap of faith. Hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to plan it out the best I can and figure out, okay, if it's going to be an income producing property, how do I make sure that it generates the money I need it to generate? If it's my home, is it a temporary home or is it my forever home? And I don't think anybody really has a forever home. That's just my opinion. Because you even see like these athletes and famous people, they'll move into a 30,000 square foot, then they'll get rid of it, and then they'll buy a 70,000 square foot. Because it's never the final resting place. Everybody's always looking at how to get more. So again, I think we got to that magic where mom's like, okay, we're gonna do this with some negotiation. But I just have to generate more revenue so that mom's comfortable because mom wants to feel comfortable and like true moms and wives always want to make sure that we're never over leveraged and we never can get to the place where we can't pay our bills. I'm more of the just let it ride. Let's figure it out. Like it's just easier that way.
I agree completely. And it's interesting as people like in my position as my careers changed and got to different businesses. Some of the crucial positions, and of course, like so many people too. There's like instead of like yourself, getting the goals like, okay, I know how to spend time. With you know, it sounds like
That-
it's okay, I know I gotta make a phone call today. What can I do so I can like occupy my brain so I don't
right.
you know, the, that,
20. Relax with a 30.
hey, listen, I don't think you got any time that you see that they're not busy, but you say, hey, you want to make some calls with me, or you know, I got things to call. What are you spending your time doing? If this is your job, you know, you need to put doing something that's for them. All right? But that's the 3 year experience as a forger. Selling everything, works, you know, this or that, everybody's like, oh man, that was really cool. You know, there's something this is the way to go. Right? But see, now, you know, like now that I kind of free it's like, this
Yep.
because now they don't want to put in that work to get the sales because one, parents come first listing.
You're just showing up.
And we've seen that in 6, 7 months.
Well, see, that's the thing that I say from the get go. Like if I had to look back 20 years in 2003, what was the one thing that created all the bad habits for me, right? Of not getting on the phones every day and not doing what I need to do and not prospect and not lead generate and not do all these things. I would say it was being successful right out of the gate. Because if I was not successful out of the gate, I would have had to figure this business out. But because I sold my first one right away, and then I sold my second one, and I sold my third one, and I knew so many people that were buying and investing and doing all this back in '03 when it was easy to buy and invest, that I just created a bunch of bad habits of not having a prospect because I knew that if I met somebody, I was going to sell my house because everybody was buying a house back then. So I've gone through the ups and downs and the bad market and the good market and trying to figure it all out. And at the end of the day, it really goes back to the same thing. Like, treat this like a job, right? This is a job. You come in, you do what you need to do every day. You make the phone calls. See, like real life, like that. That's what we go through. Like everybody thinks, hey, you know what? I'm going to get into real estate because all I got to do is show up and I'll make $1 gazillion. I'm going to make that every year and I never have to worry about anything else. But they don't it doesn't show up your son is sick today. So you're working from home. And then you're trying to get other things done and you wrecked your car last week and like that nobody sees any of that. Well, that was just yeah, but that was a hurdle in the path. Nobody set me up when I was doing real estate and we were opening our business and we were building our team that hey, in 2021 we're leaving every day during basketball season at 3 o'clock or at 2 o'clock because we got a chauffeur 18 girls around all school to other games. Like that was not part of the plan. So those are the things that don't set you up. And then we fall into the trap of, hey, I can do both. And you try to do both and you try to be successful. But at the end of the day, like if this was a real job, would I have left every day at 2 o'clock? I couldn't because that's not I can't just go to my boss and be like, hey, I'm on at 2 o'clock today. That gives us a flexibility. But then when you're on, you have to be on.
You're right. I think that's the beauty of it. And you know, and that's what is that where's that switch? You know, because there's nothing but the left is your third one. You know, the left is like if you sign up for something like this, you sign up for something, you go through that commitment. So, you know, without it, you have to go all the way. You know, and it's really moving and finding this thing that you know, this is what sure. But it's like, where's that skill to do let's move it, let's all put that and let's go back to it. And I think that's interesting.
Right. I think the key though is realizing it needs to be a switch. Like, because you can get caught up in trying to learn your craft, right, and never get really, really good at it because you're always learning. So you're always self-doubting. And then, even like preparing documents for an appointment, you could spend a year preparing the right presentation and never use it. Or you can be like, hey, I don't care what I take. I can take 10 pieces of blank paper. As long as they think I have something, I'm going to go through it and I'm going to just wing it. And then you'll figure out what you really need. So there has to be, I think, a happy balance on it. But the problem is that most fall into one of the two categories, right? Most agents fall either into the I'm just going to go for it no matter what, or I'm not going to go for it because I'm doing other things right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just needs to be quiet.
Um, I really wanted to go and maybe with a minimum as a right? It's instead of going out and doing the thing that expect, I want to spend certain details on that track, right?
Right.
It's like, and, I get the more regulation that we're going to talk about. Is that something we're going to want to do? That's what yeah, I thought it was like,
Oh, happens all the time.
first of all, most people don't know anyway. So you're like two minutes into this business card, and I do because a lot of people are going to see that. We put one Thursday, close to the so I get it there. And by no means am I, but it's we spend some of the time on business presentations, private presentations, business cards. So, and when it comes to just and sometimes so okay, so we can put everything focusing on so a little bit. But it's like this point was says that in my opinion, so you start with your basic presentation. So it isn't perfect. Let's go. Let's go. We can't start not making phone calls because we're scared of talking to people because of the time people not set up our business presentation isn't perfect. So we don't have to put a business card. Well, maybe a business card doesn't matter because when you build that relationship with the client, they don't even care about your business card, right? But most of the time, look at as the appointments that we go on, it's not so much about this. It's almost I treat this as a computer. Right? Like it's a because at the end of the day, you can throw it off and else than you can control it. But it's a creating an experience for this presentation. I had working on it for a while. I had breaks for and all this. Nothing out of my laptop case. Like it was just talking about sports, art that the guys are his quarterback guy, what wanted to do, and at the end of the day, they signed.
And that's what I tell people. People who have never been on presentations don't understand that 90% of it is talking to people. Because as long as you have a conversation and you build a relationship, you'll get what you want. I mean, they'll get what they want. You'll get what you want, and it's a win-win for everybody. It's the problem is that the people let that. Oh, I gotta have perfect. Like everything's got to be perfect. Well, you know what? There is no perfect. There is no perfect presentation. There is no perfect appointment. There is no perfect anything. You know, it was funny because I get very frustrated, right? When I get all these spam calls and I answer them and they're like, "Oh, well, you want to do funding today or whatever, right? Or whatever the hell it is that day that's calling me." And I'm like, "Look, I'm not interested." And try to be nice, right? I'm like, "Not interested." And they keep going, and I'm like, "Well, I'm not interested." And they keep going, and I'm like, just I finally hang up. Oh well, the other day I was making calls and somebody was like, "Yeah, well, I was just looking." Okay, what changed your mind? And then I hear mom in the background over here like, "Excuse me, don't you get frustrated when people do that to you?" Like, yeah, but the difference is like I know deep in my heart that if they work with another real estate agent, they're not working with the best real estate agent. That's what I think. So I believe that. So I'm just trying to make sure that you are going to buy or you're not going to buy. If you are going to buy, you'll at least give me an opportunity to talk to you. And if you're not going to buy, then you're not going to buy right now. Like never, no is never a permanent no. It's always a not now. You have to see when the right moment is.
Like you said it perfectly, there's that book of Jackson's and they talk about Jackson's like no is almost like okay, you're driving on and the no is like the volume of it. It's like okay, you said no, so that puts me in the wrong. I need to go this way or this way. And then it's like okay, sorry for
They park their car at the Y. They just turn it off. Right. They park their car like, oh, okay, I'll go pick up another car and let me see if this works next time. And it's like,
and that would be like you're still taking driving your family down the road and you get from just stop your car, get out. You look at so much. You're building like the same thing you learn to the back. You look stress in the phone. Stress is also the most valuable thing that you can do. So I think the point was like just by sitting in the office and working on your business plan, going to everything, majoring your business.
right. And I agree. You need some of that and you have to be learning based because there's always something to learn. But you have to actually do stuff. Like you can't be sitting an analogy that for you would be probably appropriate is you can't be sitting in the batting cages every day and never go out and swing at a live pitch. You can't.
Exactly, that's a great one.
You can't do that because if you do that, you may be really good at the machine that's pitching it perfectly at you. But what if they throw a curve or a changeup or something else you've never seen because you're there? You know what I'm saying? So you have to make it, and Babe Ruth I think had the most strikeouts in history, and he was a great hitter, but he had a bunch of strikeouts. Like nobody remembers the strikeouts. Everybody remembers the home runs. So we just got to worry about the home runs. What happened to the cage bombs, dude? Like, where'd they go? All right, Aaron. Well, yep. Find another box to get into. Right.
right? And you look at the greatest hitters of all time. You know, 10 at bats. They're in the first 30 years.
Right.
You used to see 300 trees, and you're going to have
Oh, I'd be in heaven. Be stoked.
but I think, you know, so many people focus on the 7 times. Maybe they're gone. You know, maybe they're on their 7th. Statistics are going to show that
Right.
it's more, you see those like memes on Instagram or something where it's like, and then it's like, what do you think actually makes it go gets out of the box? You know, it's kind of the same thing. It's like that impact, that impact, like, that's the one. Like,
Right.
if you stop, like, you're going to have to go over 7 before you get that one. It's like, those
Benefit the rewards of getting that done. Yep. All right, buddy. It was great talking to you today. Let's run this back next week, and hopefully we'll have a more exciting time next week when we get. Let's hope not. All right, brother. We'll talk to you later, man. Yep. All right. You got it, man.